You're watching South Asia Newsline and here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Wednesday, the 22nd of March. India's PM Modi unveils 6G vision document 6 months after 5G rollouts. Activists raise concern over human rights situation in POK Gilgit, Baltistan. And Sri Lanka receives first tranche of IMF bailout. And now for all the details. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Wednesday unveiled the Bharat 6G vision document and launched the 6G research and development test bed in New Delhi. Along with this, the Prime Minister also inaugurated the International Telecommunication Union's Area Office and Innovation Centre. He said the 6G test bed and the vision document will not only usher new energy in digital India, but also provide solutions and innovations for the global south. He underscored that digital technology is universal in India and accessible to everyone. He said that India is discussing 6G just after 6 months after the 5G rollout. The Prime Minister emphasized that India was only a user of telecom technology before 4G, but now it is moving towards being the biggest exporter of telecom technology in the world.
5G rollout के 6 महीने बाद ही आज हम 6G की बात कर रहे हैं। और ये भारत का कॉन्फिडेंस दिखाता है।
Police in India's northern Punjab state on Wednesday recovered the bike which they believe Khalistani sympathizer Amritpal Singh used to evade arrest. A CCTV footage showed Singh riding pillion on a bike wearing a different style of turban and black goggles, suggesting that he tried to change his appearance to get away. The police on Wednesday also interrogated family members of the radical leader as the manhunt entered the 5th day. Police has arrested over 110 supporters of Amritpal, accusing some of them of attempted murder, obstruction of law enforcement and creating disharmony. While many Sikh community leaders say the demand for a separate Khalistan has little support in Punjab, some security officials warn that trouble could again brew if activists like Singh are not stopped. Moving on, Kashmiri political activists highlighted the worsening human rights situation in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan in Geneva on Tuesday. They raised concern over rising radicalism, exploitation of natural resources, and trampling of fundamental rights of the people in the region.
Kashmiri political activists on Tuesday held an event in Geneva and raised concern over rising radicalism, exploitation of natural resources, and worsening human rights situation in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan. They said there is growing unrest amongst the locals in both the occupied territories over Pakistan's worsening economic crisis, of which they are also bearing the brunt. There has been no development over the years, but they are made to pay heavy taxes while they have no civil liberties.
जैसे पाकिस्तान बयान कर रहा है ऐसी सूरत हाल नहीं है। वहाँ के हालात बहुत ज़्यादा ख़राब है और बुनियादी ज़रूरतों के लिए लोग यहाँ ना वहाँ रोडें हैं, ना वहाँ हॉस्पिटल्स हैं, ना वहाँ स्कूलों और कॉलेजों की हालत ख़राब है। तालीमी निसाब वहाँ दुरुस्त तरीके से नहीं पढ़ाया जाता। पाकिस्तान का मुताला पाकिस्तान हम पढ़ रहे हैं, अपनी तारीख हमें पढ़ने नहीं दी जा रही।
In Gilgit-Baltistan, in POK, they are trying to annex our areas into Pakistan, and we are demanding from international community to intervene and protect our life, liberty and property of our people in Pakistani-occupied Kashmir and Baltistan.
The activist said Pakistan falsely claims to have granted autonomy to the region, while elected officials have no say in policy making. They said an assertive international intervention is the only way the hapless people can be saved from imminent doom.
At least 13 people were killed and more than 90 injured in Afghanistan and Pakistan after a magnitude 6.5 earthquake struck the region late on Tuesday. Officials said 9 people were killed and 44 injured in northwest Pakistan, and hospitals in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province were put into state of emergency overnight. Meanwhile, at least 4 people were killed and 50 injured in Afghanistan. The US Geological Survey said the epicenter was in Afghanistan's Hindu Kush mountains. The quake was felt over an area more than 1,000 kilometers, including in parts of northern India. Large parts of South Asia are seismically active because of tectonic plate known as the Indian plate is pushing north into Eurasian plate. Sri Lanka's President Ranil Wickremesinghe told the parliament on Wednesday that the island nation has received the first tranche of the IMF bailout program. Wickremesinghe said that the credit facility amounts to approximately $3 billion over 4 years, with the first tranche of $333 million received. The country is expecting about $7 billion more in rapid credit support from other parties. He emphasized his government will now work to get inflation to mid-single-digit levels by mid-2023.
ගෙවමින් සිටින්නේ දුෂ්කර කාලයක්. බදුබර නිසා සමාජයේ යම් කොටසකට දැඩි පීඩනයක් ඇති වී තියෙන බව අප දන්වනවා. ඒ වගේම උද්දමනය හේතුවෙන් සමස්ත සමාජයේම පීඩා විඳින බවත් අපි දන්නවා. ඒ දැනට අප ක්‍රියාත්මක කරන ප්‍රතිපත්ති වලින් ඈත් වෙන්නේ මේ අවස්ථාවේ අපට හැකියාවක් නැහැ. අප මුහුණ දෙන්න කටුක සත්‍ය එයයි.
Economic mismanagement coupled with the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic had left the country severely short of dollars for essential imports at the beginning of the last year. This is the 17th IMF bailout for Sri Lanka. The ancient city of Lalitpur in Nepal observed the festival of horses or Ghode Jatra on Tuesday. As part of the tradition, Astaman Maharjan, a local, became Kaji Sahib, the highest post awarded in the royal palace, and rode his horse in the city. He was cheered on by spectators. This festival is said to be a practice since the Malla regime. It is observed annually as a celebration of the victory over a ferocious demon called Tundi in ancient times. It is believed that the hooves of the horses on Ghode Jatra keeps the demon spirits at bay and is considered to bring good luck for the Nepalese people.
मल्लकालीनदेखि चलिरहेको घोडा जात्रा आज यो बागमारी र भोला गणेश 3 परिक्रमा गरी अहिले विश्राम भएको छ.
Hundreds of people gathered in parts of India's Maharashtra and took out processions and feasted to mark the Gudi Padwa festival, the beginning of their traditional new year. Take a look.
People in India's Maharashtra state on Wednesday celebrated Gudi Padwa festival, their traditional new year, by taking out grand processions. Hundreds of men and women took part in the celebrations wearing traditional attires and dancing to beat of the drums as they displayed Maharashtra's culture and history. They also offered prayers to the Gudi, a cloth filled with leaves, sugar crystals and other offerings that are tied to a bamboo pole, as they believe it brings prosperity and good luck.
According to our Maharashtrian culture, Gudi Padwa is the first day of our calendar. So we celebrate it as our new year. So while celebrating this, we make it a point that we celebrate it in the morning with our entire family. As you can see, our entire families, we have come here with our entire families, with our elders, with our kids. So it's a social function for us and we really enjoy it every year.
Meanwhile, Hindus elsewhere in India thronged temples to offer prayers to mark the Chaitra Navratri festival, which is dedicated to Durga, the goddess of power. During the 9-day fasting festival, devotees worship the different manifestations of the goddess in order to obtain her blessings. There is a goddess manifestation linked with each day of Navratri. It is considered among the 5 most sacred festivals according to the Hindu religion.
That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Good night.